we're gonna bring in a special guest, and his name is Marcus Garvey. So we're gonna bring in Marcus Garvey in a minute, so he can talk to us about some of our Powernomics ideas. I mean, what is Powernomics without Garvey? Like, what is Boyce Watkins without Dr. Claude Anderson? I'm nothing without Dr. Anderson, and Dr. Anderson. I think he'd agree with me that he and I would be nothing without Marcus Garvey. He's the originator. He was the first one to do it all. He's the goatiest of all goats. So there we go. All right. So first thing that I want to mention to you all is in terms of powernomics and understanding economics, I like to bring up current events and things that I see that remind me of the pursuit of Black wealth and power and just how economic power operates in the real world, right? I saw a guy who was a Black man who basically went through something and they ruined his life. I don't know what he did exactly, but something happened where he pissed off the wrong person at his job, and they took his job. And when they took his job, they also caused him, a lot of anxiety and stress for whatever, for obvious reasons. And he was crying. He was really crying and sad, and he was saying, "I came from the hood and I worked my way up, and how could you do this to me?" And I felt bad for the poor guy, and it made me really think about the realities of life. And I think that sometimes we are under the false impression that the good guy is supposed to win. Like, or sometimes we live in this world where we believe that if you are right and you are just and you are correct and you are fair, that that's going to make a difference. And what I really see honestly right now across the world is being right and being just is not what breeds power. You look right now, for example, in terms of what's happening in the Middle East with Israel dropping bombs and killing little children in Palestine, which is absolutely horrible. And you say, well, why would we let something so terrible happen? Well, it's largely because of the amount of economic power that is possessed by a specific group of people. You know who it is, and they unfortunately there is a selection of those individuals, not everybody, but a selection of those individuals that are using that power in a way that is incredibly just horrifically unhealthy and really ruining their brand around the world. I mean, it's making all of them look very, very bad. So it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad not just for the people they're victimizing in this new Holocaust, but also it makes me feel bad for the people in their community who are ashamed of their behavior, right? It's almost like how the United States goes around the world and does terrible things, and people say you're an American, and you say yeah, and you say, well, so you support what they're doing, and you're like, no, I don't support any of that. Don't matter, right? We know it doesn't matter because we're all kind of under the same flag. So long story short, I want to point that out as before I get to my second topic. I want to point that out as an example of how power doesn't always have the moral compass that you think that it does. Power supersedes and overrides morality in many cases. It reminds me of when I was little and I would argue with my mother. And we would have a debate, and I would sometimes win because I wasn't a dumb kid. I don't know how smart I was. I was definitely a smart ass, and definitely smart aleck. And so sometimes we'd be arguing and we'd have a debate, and I'd start winning, and then eventually my mother would just say, "Well, just shut up, and we're not going to the skating rink. I don't care what you say." And I say, "Well, what you just said, I just proved to you that that you really do have $20 and that you really do have the time to take me. And so why can't I go? I'm right." And she would say, "Because I said so." Right? Because and so what she was doing was pulling out the trump card. She was just trumping me like Domino's son, you son of a bitch, like just dropping the big joker on me of power. Power is the big joker, and economics is directly linked to the big joker of power. And I think that what's happened in the Middle East is a huge economic lesson for you.